In Westchester, the water's starting to recede in some areas after major problems this morning.
CBS 2's Tony Aiello continues our coverage now from New Rochelle. Tony.
KJ, this is one of those areas where the floodwaters have thankfully receded. This area behind me was totally flooded 3 hours ago. You see the picnic table back there, it was completely underwater. But the skies have dried a little bit. The water has receded. Folks are keeping an eye on the forecast, which contains more rain. So a little bit of nerves after this September rain to remember. Epic rainfall, a record for a September day. Hour by hour, inch by inch, the water following the path of least resistance to low-lying areas. Floodwater from this neighborhood in New Rochelle is washing down onto the grounds of Payne Cottage, and then it's flowing over this wall and out onto North Avenue, where you can see what it's doing to the traffic.
I was here since 8:30 this morning, and I saw the whole thing flood in less than 2 hours. It's crazy.
Water overwhelmed storm sewers, flowing right into New Rochelle High School. Here's a view through a window into the weight room.
The weight room was flooded. My teacher told us just pack up and go, and then they told us to hold in place.
The first floor is really bad. Our brand new library, it got flooded again.
Up to your knees, the water was really bad in the school. Everyone had to be moved up to the second floor.
Students were released just before noon, some forced to make their way through the flooding.
It was not fun. It was, my shoes are soaked, my feet are soaked.
This is flooding on Winding Brook Road. A school bus drove through it and stalled out. The kids are okay. There is major flooding in Bronxville, with cars underwater and the school campus dismissing students early. Back in New Rochelle, countless vehicles stuck, including this van, stranding 2 workers for 2 hours until the boss used his pickup to pull them out.
But I wanted to get it out, pull it out of the water because there are pesticides in here and stuff like that, so we don't want that getting in the water.
What was it like sitting in that van for 2 hours?
Not fun and cold and wet. Cold and wet.
Cold and wet, I can confirm. Tonight, lots of people are pumping out basements here in New Rochelle. The damage will be significant across Westchester County. The police chief in Bronxville tells me about 100 cars village-wide probably totaled from the flooding that we showed you a little bit in that package. And New Rochelle High School right over here, they had just finished cleaning up from the damage and doing all their repairs after Ida 2 years ago, and now they've been flooded again. So we're waiting for a full damage assessment from New Rochelle High School, from elsewhere. I do have to say, I don't think the damage will be as severe as we saw in Ida in terms of dollars. And Christine and Maurice, you remember, certainly not in terms of lives lost. We've heard of no serious injury or lives lost from this storm. 5 people died in Westchester County 2 years ago from those floodwaters from Ida, which just came up so quickly, overwhelmed people, washed cars off the road. It really was a different situation 2 years ago, still very, very bad today.
Important perspective and context there. Tony, thank you.